Yes. Who is it?
Nick Tully.
Who is this?
Illusion.
Who is it? Talk to me.
It's Nick Tully. I need to talk to you.
There you are. Tell me who you are.
It's Tully.
Tully is dead.
Illusion's attorney states that on at least 3 occasions, he or one of his bodyguards made your car following him. They say stalking. He also claims you called him on the phone, threatened him, and hung up.
I never threatened him.
You've been doing this for the past 3 days?
Since he got out on bail, 8 days. Took him a while to figure it out. They're not that smart. You know what he did, Dennis.
John, let me play devil's advocate. Can you prove or even produce reasonable suspicion to assume that Illusion ordered Nick Tully's execution?
Illusion is a pimp, a pornographer, a drug runner. Tully's tapes clearly shows that.
They're suppressed. You've got 1 minor charge left against the guy. He's out on bail, and you have no new evidence to pick him up with. Why harass him?
To get that evidence, Dennis. Listen, I did call Illusion on the phone. I mentioned Tully's name. Why do you think he was so threatened by that? Because he had nothing to do with the hit? Is this the new FBI? We just let him gun us down?
No. John, the minute OPR found money in Nick's house...
Dennis.
You've got to listen to this. You've got to face it. It doesn't matter what his motive was or how crazy he was. The whole Chechen case went right down the tubes.
So it's okay that they killed Tully?
I never said that. I want Tully's killer just as badly as you do.
Then let me run with it.
What do you think you're going to get?
The man who murdered my best friend. Anatoly Illusion. The man who ordered the hit on Nick Tully. He's out on bail. We want him back in for good on a real charge, murder. That is our priority. We'll churn through old evidence to produce the trigger man. We'll find new evidence that Illusion ordered the hit. Stoddard, I want you and Reardon to go over everything we have on the crime scene. That's photos, forensic reports, witness statements, the whole shebang. Robinson, you're on limited duty, but do this. Tully's tapes, go through them. Anything to do with Illusion. Anything at all. Start now. Rooney, I want you to alternate surveillance of Dorado on Illusion's house. We'll spook him so bad he'll jump bail. Then we'll pull him in on that.
I don't know, this seems too hard to control.
You let me handle the control. By the time I'm through, Illusion will know which end is up.
Right. Where's Dorado?
Working on answering your questions as we speak.
All right, let's,
Hello? What? John.
Huh.
What's Mel's status?
In Gracia's hands and hanging by a thread.
I thought you were running with it.
I talked to Gracia. There's nothing I can do. Hey, you're a training agent. Want to help him look for something? I'd be happy if you found it.
I'm sorry to interrupt. There's a situation. Annie, your husband's here, and he wants to see you. I don't want to see him. Why? What's the situation? He's screaming like a maniac, and he says if you don't see him, he'll come back with a television crew. I can't give in to that.
No, you can't. Okay, you tell Pritchett that Mr. James Rooney is here and see how he'd like to handle it.
Yes, sir.
Surveillance, go.
Get my wife!
If you
Don't ignore me!
No, I'm not. Someone will come out.
Get off the phone! That's right. Now get Annie Rooney!
Mr. Rooney.
What?
Andrew Pritchett. How do you do, sir?
I want to see my wife.
I'm afraid that's not possible at the moment. You really think you should be here without your lawyers?
No. I don't need any lawyers. I know the crap that you are trying to pull. You want me to withdraw my suit against her? Well, you're nuts. Why don't we just see what the public has to say?
And by the crap, I'll assume you mean violation of Title 18, Section 1510 of the United States Code, obstruction of a criminal investigation, which has led to the following sanctions.
Yes, restraining orders against me. Me! She broke my knee! I am a victim here! She is the lethal weapon!
Agents who respond in self-defense have the right to use reasonable force to secure their own safety.
What is this? Out of some rule book?
You know what? She was right. You are an idiot.
Let's go.
Back off.
Thought you people at the Federal Bureau of Insinuation didn't want one end to sell anymore.
Yeah, things change. Anatoly Illusion.
Never heard of him. Russian guy, Sleazemeister. What'd he do?
You tell me.
It's always drugs. Horse. I'll throw him in.
No, I need something you saw. Maybe you saw a shipment received?
Down San Pedro?
No, Hollywood. He has a warehouse and large mine. Remember that? It was a Sunday night.
Oh, yeah. Right around, what's it?
Fountain.
Fountain.
And you were there because...
I was bringing my Aunt Macy home from a church supper. Immunity from prosecution on anything stemming from this. And a possession rap goes before the court January 6th. It goes away.
Depends on how helpful you are.
I was on lookout while they were unloading their stuff.
It's a good story. Stick to it.
Anatoly Illusion?
Who wants to know?
John Olansky, FBI. You're under arrest.
What? You have nothing.
Receipt of a drug shipment on July 27th of this year. Eyewitness, hands on the roof, please.
No lies. Who is this eyewitness? I want to make a call.
Call anybody you like as soon as we get to Westwood.
What is it, baby?
Shut up and get inside. Call my lawyer.
You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to an attorney. You have a court attorney. One will be appointed soon.
This is pointless.
Let's talk about Nick Tully.
I know of no such person.
You knew he was dead. He said so on the phone.
Oh, I see. This is troubling, Gil. The death of this man, Gary Rose.
His name was Nick Tully.
I knew him otherwise, as you are aware. You look tired. His death keeps you awake at night.
It won't. As soon as we get the guy who did it.
And you think you will charge me with this murder? You won't. And I will tell you something. You will lose your control. Just as he did. And you will fail. Just as he did.
John, a minute.
What is it, Dennis?
You brought him in on a tip from Alonzo de Griff? John, what the hell is going on? You know this guy's lawyer will be here to spring him in 10 minutes.
I just wanted to have a word with him.
Listen to me. Don't you think for 1 minute I don't want Illusion, but I want him locked up so tight nothing on earth or in heaven can pry him loose. That means evidence. That means doing nothing to jeopardize his conviction.
Right. That's why I'm saying on him till he makes a mistake, because he will. I don't care if I have to drag him in here every 20 minutes. Every time he's brought in, shakes him up a little bit more.
You didn't hear what I just said? Let him go.
What do you think about this Robinson thing?
What's to think? Screwed the pooch in the application. Well, he knew what that could cost him.
Yeah, if he's got potential, he could be a good agent.
Listen, to be a good agent doesn't mean you never step over the line. It means you think 2 or 3 steps ahead before you do it.
Well, hate to see this guy go, that's all.
Anything on Lucian yet?
Reardon's doing an interview. Could be something, could be nothing, but this guy was pretty good at covering his tracks.
Guy doesn't surround himself with Nobel Prize winners. Somebody's going to talk sometime.
Not to us.
Well, they'll talk to each other. You know, the pen registers are still up in Lucian's house. Way to get to the phones.
Title III's expired, and we got nothing new to go to the judge with.
Who says anything about going to a judge? You know, just make sure that everything's ship-shape for a future wiretap. Check the lines. You know, no law says we can't.
Equipment maintenance. We're just checking the lines. What's so illegal about that?
That's what I was saying. Step ahead.
Sir, I'd like the Bureau to stop its involvement in my case.
It's not your case, Anne. It's every agent's case. Every agent who has children or wants children.
But this is still my case. My bad marriage, my husband, my child, my case. Now, I appreciate what you're doing, but I want you to stop.
With us, you win custody of that child. Without us, you lose.
There is one winner, and there's only one loser, and that's my son.
So are you suggesting a compromise? You think he knows the meaning of that word?
I'd like to try, sir.
Okay.
There is one last thing you can do for me.
Which is?
What do you got on him? The dirt.
Mr. Otzi, John Olansky. Thanks for meeting me. What does the name Anatoly Illusion mean to you?
Illusion? I got a bail bond on Mr. Illusion of $100,000.
Hope you're well insured.
What are you saying?
I'm saying Illusion's gonna run. This minute, he's probably working on his route to Brazil, Bolivia, or some other extradition-free hot spot.
The feds are so sure he's a flight risk, why don't you go get him?
Courts have spoken. It's out of our hands. But not for long. We're working on a solid case against him on new charges. Big ones. Jack, Illusion's about to have company. I'm on my way.
How's it going?
You're all right, he's got a guest.
Hey, let me look.
Who is that?
Joe Iazzi, bail bondsman. You've never met him?
Makes house calls?
Well, sometimes you're scared the patient just might not make it to the office. Iazzi's telling the guy that needs more security on his bond. I guess he figures Lucian's gonna be a flight risk. Here.
No new charges yet.
Yeah, well, Iazzi heard a rumor there could be. He just being a good businessman. Don't want to see his investment wing its way south.
You told him that? I'm gonna give you a piece of advice, which you don't want to hear, but here it is anyway. You're not in the field anymore.
Think I'm making a mistake?
Well, for me, it's tactical, but for you, John, come on, you're a squad supervisor. You gotta maintain deniability. I mean, if I talk to a bent snitch, he gets lost in the paperwork, but you...
What, I'm an authority figure?
Well, you know me. No love lost between me and authority figures.
Good.
What's your problem?
I don't get it. I could sell more if I sell cheaper.
Hey, I guess I'm Illusion's brother. Maybe help.
What's her name?
What are you doing now? Sitting here looking like the sword of whoever it is hanging over you.
It's the sword of Damocles.
Whatever. You're listening to these tapes and you're thinking, hey, Nick Tully took drugs, he lived with a hooker, he beat up a cop. He's a hero. Me, I just missed one line on my bureau application and I'm out, right?
I'll tell you exactly what I'm thinking, okay? I'm thinking, what's the worst case right now? Worst case is I'm soon to be ex-probationary agent.
You don't know that.
I don't? I'm gonna leave the bureau, I'll get my family back. I'm 28 years old and I got a good law degree. Worst case is I'm doing just fine.
Come on, fight this.
How do I fight this? I made 4 appointments to talk to Grassi. He's canceled every single one. Pritchard, he tells me that he can't discuss an ongoing OPR matter. So how do I fight this, Agent Rooney? Please tell me, how do I fight this? Because I'd like to know.
You got to get them to see how and why this happened. It's got to be about something else. You had to jump a lot of hurdles before you even got into Quantico, Mal.
There may have been some people who've done some things for me, but I'm not going to betray them. So I'm going to sit here, I'm going to do my work, and when Grassi decides what he wants to decide, then hey, it's done.
Anything?
Yeah, I think we got something in illusions, brother.
Okay.
Your judgment, it's not so good, Gary. Your stripper, what's her name? Laura? I tell you as a friend, you better watch her. My little brother, he's got his tongue out for her so long, he's tripping over it.
The brother Peter. No police record?
No, sir. I think Illusion's trying to keep him clean.
John, Dorado's here. Bad news.
Jack, where's Lucian?
I don't know. Having brunch in Bel Air, surfing on Venice Beach, wrong. Halfway to Bolivia, correctamundo.
What happened, Jack?
I look out the van, I see 6 goons, among whom I recognize bail bondsman Ayatsi. They've come to pay Lucian a visit. They bust down the door, they search his house, gone.
The wife?
She's got nothing to say to us, as you can imagine.
What's in place?
I put a stop on the borders, airports, ports, LAPD's been notified. Plus, Ayatsi's got his goons looking, and he's motivated.
At 2 p.m. today, he'll miss a court date, he'll jump bail. So get a bench warrant. Do the paperwork on UFAP. It'll take him these 24 hours to work out a route, and get false ID 24 hours. Well, get Ross Sandoval in here.
I thought she didn't know anything.
His brother Peter does, and he likes her.
You gonna use it for bait?
Bring her in.
Your judgment, it's not so good, Gary. Your stripper, what's her name? Laura? I tell you as a friend, you better watch her. My little brother, he's got his tongue out for her so long, he's tripping over.
Is this how you get your kicks?
It's not about kicks. It's about Peter Lucian. Seemed to like you a lot.
Oh, you think I slept with that slob? You know, I don't get this. Why am I here?
Lucian ordered the hit. Then he disappeared. We think his brother knows where he's hiding out. You see where I'm going with this? Listen to me. You love Nick. But even so, you led them to him.
I didn't mean to. I told you that.
But you did. Do you understand? Laura, everybody does things they regret. I left Nick open to this. I should have ordered protection for him. He said no, and I was stupid enough to believe him.
Are you saying it was us?
It was a lot of things. We loved him, Laura. Both of us. We can give him justice, even if we can never get him back.
You think that's enough?
It's all we have left.
What do you want me to do?
Talk to Peter. Find out where his brother's hiding. I'll take care of the rest.
Do I have to wear a wire on my body? Because that could be a problem.
We'll give you something for your purse, tiny, in your lipstick. We'll be close by.
So you have to listen. When?
Tonight.
Fine.
It's like this guy has no problem in the world except he hates his wife. Listen to this. The wife's had a doctor's appointment. He's talked to some schmuck he sells girly tapes to.
That fat cow? How did I get stuck with her? She does nothing but eat all day, eat and complain. Now she goes to the doctor. Maybe I get lucky and she has cancer.
Agent Dorado, Stoddard. Anything I should know about here? I didn't see either one of your names in the sign-up book.
That's my fault. We were just checking lines here while we wait for a court order to wiretap. Shouldn't take long.
You can never be too sure with this equipment, as you know, sir.
You don't say another word.
No.
All right? I have an idea what you're doing. Your careers at the Bureau will end. No ifs, ands, or buts if you proceed. No matter how good the cause. Both of you understand me?
Mm-hmm.
You know, there is such a thing as abuse of power, John.
Are you with me on this, Annie? Or not?
I'm here, aren't I?
Because you got a problem, I want to know about it.
That woman, Laura, is that what Nick would want?
Nick is dead. Remember?
Who is it? Who is it?
It's me, Laura.
Hey. What do you want, Laura? I've got feds all over me. So who's Angie?
You think I'd play you for a game, Peter?
Hey, you're the one who slept with the Fed. Your friend Gary?
His name wasn't Gary. It was Tully, Nick Tully. And, he lied to me. I'm glad he's dead.
So, what do you want?
It's Christmas. I was lonely. You're
No,
always
no,
nice
to
to
do
me,
right.
so I thought that we can hang out. Now that Anatoly's gone and there's no work, no one to talk to, I'm all alone. Shh.
Yes. Anatoly is gone. You know, he's out of the country. Tell me something. You never look at me when you had your American friends. Never. Why now, huh? Are you playing me for a game?
Game. If I even looked at anyone before, he would hurt me. You don't know what he was like. He lied to me. He cheated. He even had a wife. You know that?
He was a fad. They teach them how to cheat. Don't worry about him. He's dead.
Yeah.
Lucy's still in the country. He's lying.
Worry. Maybe you come to me now because you know what's good for you, huh?
Why didn't you show me?
Get some sleep.
So these things people do for you, is this one of them? It's your background check. According to this, you have no brother.
Really?
One sister, no brother. Somebody was asleep at the wheel. Why is that, Mel?
I don't know.
Well, the agent who did your background check, Ronnie Zellweger, retired from the Bureau 2 months after completing it, and it was the only background check he had done in his 24-year career. You want to tell me what's going on?
It's kind of complicated.
Do these complications have anything to do with a good friend of Zellweger's named Dan Herlihy? Dan Herlihy?
Okay. I don't know anything about that stuff, okay? All I know is that he helped me out.
You got to learn the difference between righteousness and martyrdom. Grassi and Olansky, they really want to keep you. Show them they can.
Laura?
Laura! I've been looking for you.
Why?
Thank you.
Why? I didn't get you anything. He's not out of the country, is he?
Not yet. But this is rough, I know that. Is there anything I can do for you?
Pay me. Well, it's not like it'll cost you a lot. Just a couple $100. That's the going rate, right?
Laura, please.
Well, you didn't pay me. You may as well.
You did a brave thing. Didn't work out.
But that's a new one. I led them to make it. We both know that. I had a chance to make it right. I didn't. Just pay me what you owe me so I can go home and take a bath.
Mrs. Lucian.
I'm not talking to no feds.
How do you know we're feds?
You got jerk written all over your face.
No, I got handsome dude written all over my face.
We'd like to play something for you, Mrs. Lucian. You know, we played for your husband, but he's jumped bail, as you already know.
Yeah. And he made you look like a bunch of schmucks.
Yeah, I was real impressed.
There's a woman on this tape, Mrs. Lucian, who your husband refers to in very unflattering terms. Now, we all know your husband's a violent man, so we'd like to help this woman. So if you can identify her for
I ain't identifying nobody.
That fat cow? How did I get stuck with her? She does nothing but eat all day, eat and complain. Now she goes to the doctor. Maybe I get lucky and she has cancer.
You know who he's referring to, Mrs. Lucian?
Get out of here, huh? Get off my property, now.
If you figure out who she is, let us know.
Laura Sandoval, what's going on?
She's an informant.
You're over the line, John.
She offered to do it.
Not without your help. You pushed her into prostituting herself.
Not far off from what she does anyway.
You know, John, 2 years ago I had a list. 5 names, 5 good names.
Dennis.
2 I crossed off because they always played by the rules. 1 I crossed off because he never played by the rules. And 1 because he let me beat him on a tennis court. That left you. And I asked you if you were ready to change sides.
Dennis, if you want to...
You said yes, John. You're a squad supervisor. You're not a lone gun anymore. Go home. Think about it.
I've thought about it. You want to fire me, Dennis? Do it. Otherwise, I don't leave here till I have Lucian.
Okay, so I know that you know that was about me on that tape.
Really? No kidding. Well, that must have made you mad.
Don't play with me. I am sick to my stomach what I gave him. My youth, my career, that son of a... Thinks I should die of cancer, huh? Well, I know a few things.
His whereabouts, perhaps?
If I knew that, I'd go kill him myself. Here.
What's this? Gloves.
Peter Lucian's gloves. The ones he used when he shot that FBI agent. What's his name? Gary Rose?
Peter Lucian shot Nick Tully. What are you trying to pull here?
I want Anatoly gone. He ordered Peter to do it from prison.
Even if that was true, a pair of gloves don't do anything for us.
Oh, they do when you've got the murder weapon, too. That is in my car. I didn't think they'd be too thrilled with me bringing a gun in here.
How'd you get the weapon, Mrs. Lucian?
Okay, fine. One day Peter comes in, he's freaking out. He's got glass all over himself. And he says he's got no place to ditch this stuff. So I offer to help. Look, I knew Anatoly was screwing around and I needed some insurance. What, so he just gets sick of me one day and dumps me? I wanted to make sure that I was taken care of. Tell you the truth, I really can't believe that dope Peter even got in a straight shot. That Gary, whew, he must have been a sitting duck.
You people have two choices. You can make an attempt to deal with your divorce in a civilized manner, or this comes into play.
What's that?
Details of your business dealings, Mr. Rooney. The number of fraudulent and felonious statements you've made. Awesome, sir.
What about the stuff I've got on her? What kind of picture do you want me to paint of the FBI?
You two take your garbage to court. You will both end up stinking.
We're going to say anything new here? Because if not, I'd like to limp back to work.
He cries to you, doesn't he, Jimmy? He cries to me. He cries to me every night. You know, he used to love Christmas, and now it just makes him anxious and it makes him scared. Now, come on, just talk to me.
It is too late for that, Anne.
No, it's not. We're his parents. We owe it to him to behave properly towards each other. Jimmy, our son is suffering. Let's try this. You withdraw your custody suit, and I will call off the dogs at the Bureau. We will talk about nothing until Daniel is capable. We will talk about nothing until we are capable of speaking to each other like human beings again.
What does that get us?
Danny's peace of mind.
And who gets Danny?
Joint custody, Jimmy.
I don't know.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Look, he can't afford to lose either one of us. Jimmy, we didn't get married for nothing.
Thank you. Thought you weren't coming.
I almost didn't.
I don't blame you. You want to eat something?
Vodka rocks.
I'm okay. I've got to tell you something, if you think you can hear it. Peter Lujan shot Nick Tully.
Wait a minute. You sent me to Nick's killer. You listened to what we did. Screw you, John.
I didn't know it.
Leave. Damn it. Go with me.
You did the right thing, Laura. Listen to me. We're closer. We could bring Peter in now.
Well, then why don't you?
You tell me. Would he roll over on his brother? Thank you. In a couple of days, Lucian will be gone. That's a fact. We think his brother Peter's the one making the arrangements because no one knows where Anatoly is, not even his wife. We have got to get to Peter. Laura, what would you do for somebody you love? Give up an arm, leg? What would I do? You know what he was for me? He brought me back from hell. When Nick came to pull me out from undercover, I came at him. I wanted to beat him to death because he was getting between me and my drugs. You understand? I tried to kill him. But when I came at him, he held on to me. He held me so tight, I could not move. He held me so close, I could not fight. And he carried me in his arms back into my life. He gave me my life. What's a fair price for that? I know he tried to save you, Laura. I know he loved you. What I didn't understand until the other night was why or just how much you deserved it. You're wrong about yourself, Laura. Nick was right, like he was right about me. We have to do this for him.
I can't.
Huh.
Robinson, this is not a good time.
I have to talk to you, sir.
All right.
While I was in college, I was recruited by an FBI agent. I told him all about the situation with my brother.
What did this agent say?
He said it wouldn't be a problem. His very words, he said things were changing in the Bureau.
And you accepted that?
I was worried. Called him several times, but he said I shouldn't be concerned because my application was going through just fine. And I thought if there was going to be a problem, that it would come out in the background check, but it didn't. And it didn't because this agent fixed it so that his friend, who was 2 months away from retirement, did the check. He didn't even find out that I had a brother.
You were still responsible for your own application?
Yes, sir. But to me, this man was the Bureau. He told me the FBI was looking for African Americans. And I knew I could do this job as well as anybody, any color.
But you knew it was wrong.
I know how culpable I am, sir. But he represented the Bureau. And whatever his motive was for lying, I took no part in that. Because with or without him, I would have been a good agent. And I am still a good agent.
You know, Robinson, I appreciate the fact that you are a stand-up guy. Because you realize it wouldn't be difficult at all to find out who this man is. And then, if he hadn't lied, I wouldn't know that you were a good agent. So you're telling me that 2 wrongs make a right?
I told you all I could tell you, sir. I want to stay in the Bureau.
Funny, Robinson, I've been looking for a fig leaf. I think you may just have given me one. You report to Olansky, full status.
Thank you, sir.
Laura? What? Okay, give me your location. The building is located in an old clothing warehouse. City Council has it listed as condemned. TAC Intel reports 2 bodyguards on site. They have a roving patrol. On the top floor, 2 bodies in what used to be an office.
2 bodies?
Yes. There are 3 entrances. Designation codes: red, Stoddard; white, Dorado; black, me. Subject is Anatoly Illusion. He does not walk out alive unless his hands are behind him with cuffs on them. Silence is key. It's Nick Tully.
He called Peter, said he wanted a girl. I was the girl. He said they always share everything.
Thank you.
Don't thank me. Forgive me. Please.